Right, the next parameter which you can edit is sourcing fees. Now, do you want to use a sourcer or not? Well, that's entirely up to you, but a good sourcer will save you far more than he costs you. If you take into account the risks of not knowing the area, not knowing the markets, if you're investing remotely, if you just take into account the time it would take you to go through all the mechanics and appointments and administration of finding a property and then seeing it through to completion, then I think, especially if you've purchased before, you'll see the value of using a sourcer. Just be sure that they know what they're doing and that they are fully compliant so that you are covered in the case of any hiccups. Lots of other things you need to look at when you're finding the right sourcer, but again, that's covered elsewhere in our site. Now, typical fees, our fees, if you want a completely hands-off transaction, so we deal with absolutely everything, you pay all the bills, but we do the heavy lifting, then you're looking for a property worth up to £200,000. Our total fee is £5,000 plus VAT. I would venture to suggest that a good sourcing agent will always be VAT registered. If he's not turning over enough to meet the VAT threshold, is he really experienced enough or professional enough to be working for you? These are some of the questions you need to ask when you're finding a sourcer. So our model automatically adds VAT to whatever figure you put in there. Now, if you're an experienced investor or you've got your own power team or you want to do a lot of the work yourself, you might just use a sourcer to purely find the property for you and do their due diligence and analysis to make sure that it's going to work and it's going to provide the returns you're looking for. Now, again, you might have a sourcer do all the donkey work there, but you must do your own due diligence, do your own checks once all the sifting and filtering has been done and a potential property deal has been found for you. Now, again, with us, if we just do the sourcing only, our fee's £3,000 plus VAT for a property worth up to £200,000. What difference does this make to the overall picture? Right, so if you're doing it some of yourself, you're slightly better here. End of year 6, you've got 7 properties and your average return on your capital employed 42.57%. Not to be laughed at all. And just to remind ourselves, it was 6 properties and 34% paying a full sourcing fee. Now, of course, you might want to do everything yourself, find the property, see it through, in which case your sourcing fee is 0, and that potentially could give you 8 properties in your portfolio and an almost 50% return. So I'm sure that's tempting, but you have to ask yourself, do I have the knowledge, do I have the time, do I have the connections to actually do that and make it work successfully, or am I better off investing in a bit of peace of mind by using a competent, compliant and insured sourcer?